Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Constructing the Clubhouse, the world's #1 comedy podcast about starting a comedy club during a pandemic in Barcelona. I am your host, Dr. Matthew John Murthan. Joining me, as always, the incomparable co-host with the most, Mr. John Ellis.
What's up, everybody?
Johnny boy, we have had quite a busy week, and we've got another busy week coming up.
Hell yeah, lots of exciting stuff happening.
Oof.
Wrestling on the weekend.
We had some professional-ass wrestling on the Bomb Shelter Friday in an ultra sold-out, packed show.
Super packed. I had
Stressful.
Stressful.
Stressfully packed.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't tell you to eat anything this time, though, so that's good, right?
That was good. Yeah, I was very, very stressed though. Yeah, I'm not the best when it comes to stress, and you put it onto other people as well, and it's just not the best way to start a comedy show. But
Freaking out about seats!
we've revised procedures, and I'm really hoping that that's going to help me stay calm and stay
And carry on.
happy and keep going and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's like people rush the room, which happens all the time, which is like, I guess, a good thing, but also like then
Highly
we just have
annoying.
people lining up on the stairs and we have to run up and down the stairs, so them rushing the room makes the whole show start later. And
it's just stressful.
it's just stressful. And then I'm like snapping at people, and I'm like, Annie came through, Graciela came through, and then Annie came through, and I'm sort of at the door going like, well, do you have a ticket? And just wasn't very nice to her in particular, and I'm just like, and then I'm checking people behind her's tickets, but like holding up the queue because I'm having this little stupid spat.
Yeah.
And yeah, unnecessary.
So, but like this is almost a new problem for us, because what's going on is we hadn't been like super at capacity much, right? And so usually, okay, you let a couple people from the first show sneak in, at least I do. But we really couldn't do that this time, right?
Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, it was still on all of our descriptions for everything and stuff like that. So we've now had to go and revise that. But I think it's for the best. I think it means we're successful, and we will now have Kara every single Friday and Saturday.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about how we're changing the ticket system, because, when you're constructing a clubhouse, it's fun to see problems pop up and then the solutions to them. So here we are in the unique situation where people that didn't have a ticket to Bomb Shelter were trying to sneak in. Some of those people being our friends, like longtime friends of the program, and who deserve to go see this amazing show that we produce.
Totally, and that's like a culture that we've encouraged in the past and has been fine. But it's like, if you are getting in for free, it feels like, first of all, Graciela did want to pay for her and her friends. So in fairness to her, I don't think she did in the end. I think that there's some miscommunication with Kara, but I think the intention was that she would.
I think that she did. Her and her 3 friends should have bought tickets at a discount. I put them on a list, and
yeah, I think according to Harvey, Kara didn't quite understand that, and because later I saw that they were on the invite list.
Yeah,
I don't know. It doesn't matter too much. But that's like a sort of a culture that
They did get in at the end.
They did. Yeah.
But I know a fair number of comics did not get in. I think specifically Jacob, but then there's other people upstairs. I'm trying to remember who all.
Yeah, but I mean, comics shouldn't expect to get into a show that's sold out for free at all. It's like, if you want to see the show, if you want to guarantee that you will see the show, then yeah, you should buy a ticket, in my opinion.
No, I don't think anybody was upset with us because they didn't get in. It's just it's a new problem. But so what's this ticketing system that we're switching to? How are we fixing the problem, Johnny boy?
Yeah, we have the problem fixed, I think. We tried it on Saturday night. Basically, Kara's got to be here prior to the shows to check everyone's tickets at the door and give them a mark on their hands. The marks are going to be different coloured pens and different coloured patterns and all sorts of stuff, so no one can cheat the system. Don't even try. And anyone, like, I really honestly don't mind if we give away, if we want to give away 10 tickets or whatever it is. I just want
Accountability.
I want counting. I want to count the people. I want Kara to have a track that there's like, oh, we have 70 people already. We have to fit those people in before we even think about other people. So everything's going to happen at the door. If someone's an invitee or a +1 or whatever it is, then Kara has to be told, has to have their name written down, has to mark their hand and cross them off the list as they come in. And keep a total count of the total amount of people.
Yeah.
And then at the top of the stairs, it will be very easy for us to just check the backs of people's hands and make sure that they're accounted for.
Yeah. So hopefully a smoother ship, a smoother sailing here at the Comedy Clubhouse.
Yeah.
We can pray.
It'll be better at least. There'll probably be some things we learn about it, and I don't know. Maybe down the track we need to get proper stamps, or we need to get like a ticket printer, or I don't know. Maybe it'd be cool to have a ticket printer.
Yeah. I really like checking everybody at the door, but it's not viable between shows, you know, at the front door. So like once you're in the clubhouse, like, go be merry, but we can't really run like that.
We for sure can't do it like that. Like
not
Louise
when you
can't
have
do it like
sold
that.
out shows.
Yeah, a few sold out shows this weekend. Bomb Shelter, almost Spotlight. I didn't count it as a sellout in the end, but it was 60
Very
people
full.
or whatever. And then I pronounced his name wrong when I did the announcement for the show, but let's just give it a go. Andre de Fritas or something like that.
Fritash.
Who apparently did very, very well. So congratulations to him.
He crushed it on his Bomb Shelter set. There was it was second half of Bomb Shelter, so we just had the wrestling. We pack everybody else back in. Carly Bruni comes on. I think it's Bruni, from Amsterdam, and just delivers the harshest fucking set ever. It was amazing.
It was like rough.
It was just like abortion, kicking a baby. I don't,
Okay.
really rough jokes, but did really well. But the audience was just like, what? After she got off stage, I got on to put on the next comedian, and I was like, you thought the wrestling was going to be the most violent part. But she did well, and then we had Grant Gallagher, and he did even better, and then fucking Andre jumped on at the penultimate spot and just really delivered fire this week. I don't know what was up.
That's cool.
Maybe it's because he had his girlfriend in town. He was showing off or something. And then, Kyla closed and did a great job.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Really stoked for the improv jam was completely packed last week.
The improv jam on
on
Sunday,
Wednesdays.
On Wednesday. Oh,
Wednesday.
Watch This Space. Yeah. Yeah, and they've actually got some good promo this week as well. They've got like an improvised rapper or something like that.
Yeah, a little rap group or duo, I forget.
Yeah.
And I think John Spillane is supposed to drop in.
He is. He's at least doing Tab. He's on all the
tomorrow
promo
night
for Tab and everything.
Great.
So that is cool. Cool. I think Bomb Shelter on Friday, we just confused the audience a lot in general.
Yeah.
What did you think of the wrestling?
Wow, it was intense.
Mm-hmm.
It was super intense. I mean, I think I said it before, but my fears going in were somebody would get like thrown into the crowd and hurt, or B, there would be an overly sensitive person in the audience who cannot abide violence. And there's a fear that it gets a little too macho, a bunch of like half naked men fighting in the middle of a room.
Yeah, there was that. There was probably a lot of people that were like, "Oh, that's a little violent, a little intense." It was a different level of intensity than some people were expecting.
Oh, for sure.
But I'm very glad that we did our best to let people know that was going to happen. We were considering just surprising the audience with it and not mentioning that there was going to be wrestling or anything like that. In the end, we decided to put it in all of the promo.
I 100% wanted it to be a surprise. I thought I guess they took it a bit more seriously than I had expected or thought. I kind of thought there'd be more jokes in there.
Like Andy did.
All of it.
Yeah.
I tried to land a couple of jokes, but no, it was just a pretty all-out fucking professional wrestling match.
Totally.
And my favorite moment, though, is the first slap Andy hit Pedrolo with. So Pedrolo is the guest wrestler. Andy Perez, by way of Chicago, St. Louis, here in Barcelona, came on stage to do a set. and he came on stage as a heel. He was like, "Oh, I'm so great," blah blah blah, and then he talks shit to me, and then I invite Pedrolo, the professional wrestler. Pedrolo comes out, and then Andy says he's not going to do anything, just watch, and then actually fucking hits the guy loud,
Big time.
and the whole audience just goes.
Yeah.
It was such a moment.
Yeah,
Such a moment.
Really awesome. I missed my cue a little bit. I don't know if you noticed that.
No.
I was supposed to, when you started introducing Andy badly, I was supposed to leap on stage and
Yeah.
be like, "No, shut up, Matt. Let me introduce him," type thing.
Yeah.
And because I hadn't seen the first interaction, so I didn't know where we were at with the show because I was busy fending off disappointed audience members
Yeah.
that weren't able to get into the show, despite having bought tickets. I threw some money at someone. They arrived at like 10:30 and they were showing me their tickets and they're like, "Well, I bought tickets. I can't see the show." I was like, "You can stand outside if you want, or I'll give you a refund." And they were like, "I want a refund." And I just like took 20 euros out of the till and like didn't throw it at them, but just like gave it to them as quickly as I could. I was like, "Get out of here. Like, you're missing out big time tonight."
Yeah.
And they did. I'm really...
So don't be late.
Don't be late. Don't be late. And we've now put that in the descriptions for Bomb Shelter and stuff like that as well. I'm really excited for the video of the wrestling.
Have I passed you? Andy made one.
He passed me the trailer that he made.
Okay,
I
yeah.
guess that's
Battle of
about.
Bomb Shelter.
Yeah. So I've seen that and it's dope. The whole thing is
Yeah.
going to be about 12 minutes long, I guess.
Oh wow.
And it'll go up on YouTube and it will be almost guaranteed the best thing that we've made. I would say, which is cool.
Let's make Clubhouse Crew. Comedians reacting to bad and good comedy.
Let's make good content that people like and want to watch.
Oh, we don't need to make good content. The rough stuff is what's popular.
Oh yeah. So we had a meeting with a
TikTok professional.
yeah, he's got like 1 million followers on TikTok and nice guy. He came around yesterday to give us some advice, but a very much a straight talker.
Yeah. He came out guns blazing. I was not expecting it. And he's just like, you've got too many people working here. You need to do this and this and this kind of video. And what is this? And da, da, da.
Yeah, good stuff to hear. My inclination was that we are a bit chaotic in terms of what we're posting. There's no cohesion, and that's something we've been working towards.
Yeah.
There are a lot of moving parts. That's a fact.
It's always so hard for me not to get defensive in those conversations.
Yeah.
You know?
I gave him a list of the things that we wanted to do. I was like, what should we prioritize? Because we want more people to listen to our podcast. We want to sell tickets to 5 house shows a week. We want 1,000 followers on YouTube. I gave him a list of things, and then he was just like, all of those things are wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, man, okay, all right. But he stuck around for Andy's show later on, and he liked it. He really liked the vibe. And he did eventually say to me that he thinks we're going to be successful.
Yay!
Because we have the passion necessary.
Well, that's good.
And we're new. We're just new. We just don't know what we're doing. We didn't know how to run a bar a year ago, and now we can make a gin and tonic.
Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a bartender.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I always forget, because we talk to a lot of marketers now, marketeers, and they are always so confident that they know the way.
Totally.
And I get taken in every fucking time. Like that guy, I totally, absolutely would have hired him on the spot if I had the ability to.
You tried to. I'm sitting there going, Matt, we don't have any money.
I know.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Mixed messages though as well, because you talk to other people and the message is very much like less videos but as high quality as you can possibly produce.
Yeah.
Like make sure that you're just purely focusing on the next video that you do. And he was like, for TikTok, I guess he's more of a TikTok expert, but he was like, look, they like the rough stuff on TikTok.
Yeah.
Just show them jokes, record it with your phone, it's fine.
Show them jokes failing.
Yeah.
Was one of his pieces of advice.
Which we do.
We have lots of that.
That's what our casual laughs videos are.
Yeah.
But then feedback on that was like, you should probably have good jokes in there from our other marketing meeting we had this week. So we just have to decide what we want to do and then see of the things that we want to do, what the things are that get results, and then
do those.
Hone in on that Venn diagram, right? Like where that crossover is our sweet spot, basically. Um, I had a bit of a rough Saturday. I got to go home pretty early, which was nice.
Really?
Yeah, I stayed around for the start of Andre's sold out show, and then I left after that. And from what I gather, it was fine at that stage. The second show that he did wouldn't have been too busy.
Yeah.
I had a heckler for show up, go up,
Oh no.
which like I kind of dealt with fine. I got up on stage and I was like, "Hey, everybody, what's up?" And this guy booed. And
Wait, was it me?
No, it could have been you. It was some guy that I had never met before, but was like a friend of somebody, I guess. And I just like was so confused as to how that energy is the kind of energy that someone would want to bring to a comedy show.
Yeah.
Feels like some people when they see a comedy show, they see it as like a duel, like the comedian versus the audience, and me as the audience, I'm supposed to like just try and put the comedian off. Whereas, and maybe back in the day when we were doing craft and stuff like that, that was my feeling about comedy. But now I see it way more as like the audience and the comedian are very much on the same side most of the time.
They
Like
certainly should be, yeah.
everyone wants the comedian to tell good jokes because the audience has a good time, the comedian feels good about themselves, and that's fine. So I kind of just
Synergy.
uh, sort of narrowed down who the person was because the lights were in my face and all of that, and addressed it and dealt with it and kind of moved on. It wasn't so bad after that, but still, like he was like pretending to fall asleep during some people's sets, and
Who was this guy?
I don't know,
He better be a professional fucking comedian.
I don't know. But then
That
afterwards,
judgmental on a goddamn open mic at like 7 o'clock on a Saturday.
yeah, so,
Who is this
Yeah.
guy? I demand the best comedy because I paid nothing to be here.
yeah, I don't even ask for donations for that show, you know. And then afterwards, I came upstairs and I forgot to say like no drinks outside and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's on me. But these guys obviously had drinks outside. So I had to go up to them and say like, hey, look, so you have to leave your drinks inside. And I wasn't really going to bring anything up, but then they wanted to hug me and tell me how funny I was, and I don't like hugging any like even like my friends, So
Yeah.
certainly not just a random stranger that I've actively not been enjoying the company of for the last hour. So yeah, I told him that I just didn't feel like it brought the best vibes to
Take your hugs elsewhere, motherfuckers.
well, to start a show by booing. I was just sort of trying to convey that it was confusing to me that someone would want to do that. But he was very, very adamant that he had brought the best vibes, that his intention was absolutely to encourage the comedians as much as he could, and that sure he was heckling, but he never booed, which is like I'm sure he did. I asked his
yeah.
friend who booed, and his friend pointed him out. So it's like, feel like you probably did. But yeah, he I guess genuinely thought that he had brought the best vibes, and was like, his friend was like, yeah, like sure he was heckling, but like you should be able to deal with that. It's this idea that you get from hecklers sometimes that they're the ones that are training you. That They're
Yeah.
like they're the sensei
I'm helping
of
you.
comedy. Teaching you how to do it better by putting you through this like trial by fire. And I did deal with it in the moment. I did deal with it on stage. The show was like a good show, but
They hugged you and loved you, yeah.
right, exactly.
But it's because they heckled. All right, that all happened. It was a good show because of them. You're welcome,
Yeah,
John.
right, exactly. So I don't know what the correct response is. I was a little annoyed that I was annoyed. Like I was annoyed that I sort of snapped or whatever. But at the same time, it just wouldn't have felt right to I don't know, hug them back and be like, oh, thanks for coming to the show or whatever.
Yeah.
So
But that's why we're a good team. Because I would have stepped in there and hugged them for you.
yeah, you would have.
We had hecklers last Monday. They were wasted. From a pile of like 4 people from Majorca. And they were just chatty. They really pissed Hannah off during the funky chunky mic. And I should have probably been hard on them about it, but I was pretty gentle. And the one girl was like, "But we were trying to da da da." And the point is I was not mean enough as the bartender that night. I ended up like making friends with them, and
yeah,
they accounted for about a third of our drink sales that particular evening. But
Yeah, that's
Apologies
the
to
thing.
Hannah who had a
Hecklers,
fucking fight with him.
hecklers pay the bills. What I should have said, trying to be more sort of non-judgmental and stuff like that. So I think I could have fully and completely accepted that he was trying to be positive. Maybe that's exactly what was happening. Certainly, I don't know that
Yeah.
wasn't what was happening. But what I could have completely, honestly, and truthfully said is that whatever his intention was, the way that it arrived on my end was not that at
Yeah.
all. It wasn't encouraging. It wasn't good vibes. It wasn't trying to make the show better. I didn't feel like it was trying to make me better as a comedian. Yeah, just weird. Scottish, I think.
Nah, the worst. The absolute no. We love all of our friends from Scotland.
Yep, we absolutely do. And we love people that pay the bills. So thank you very much.
If you do want to heckle, come out to Absolute Chaos every Friday night at midnight. It's the #1 heckle show. You can say whatever you want, whenever you want. Don't even wait for them to get on stage. Start talking shit
Yeah,
second you sit down.
That's what I should have said to them. But it was also show up, go up. So it's like if you want to be talking,
Get on stage.
grab the mic. You
Yeah.
know, that's your decision, basically. So anyway, I spent Friday and Saturday basically just being stressed and just trying to get through it. I've been doing a lot of that recently.
Yeah, how's it feel for you? So I've been like very stressed, and I don't think it's quite justified, but in my head it's justified. So like last week I hosted four shows. 2 of them sold out. The other 2 were fine.
Yeah.
But for some reason it is like registering in my body as like a big effort, you know? And then I spend the whole weekend smoking and being like, "Oh, I did my piece. I've done enough," you know?
Yeah.
And then but like I'm really kind of being a piece of shit.
Yeah, it sucks that the more successful shows are the shows that we should be enjoying and reflecting on and being like, this is sick, I'm doing a good job, are the ones that end up being basically the most stressful, right?
A little bit, yeah.
And
the getting the spotlight off the ground was was pretty stressful. I mean, it seems, knock on wood. We'll see, because shows always do best on their first show and then they kind of tail off. But
yeah, we'll see how this week goes. We should have some new marketing materials for it next week.
Hey,
sorry, man.
Yeah, my marketing materials only sold the show out twice. This is a debate. Is it a debate? It's not a debate. We all agree that my graphic designs suck.
Yeah. It's just a.
However, they are effective.
It's just a possessive thing, right?
Yeah, and if you're curious, folks, we have John Spillane of Irish fame spotlighting this Saturday night.
And Donica Tiernan.
Donica's coming back. Who's hosting?
Me, I'm hosting.
You're hosting. So
Yeah.
it's you, Hannah, John?
I don't know who the other. No, maybe it's Marnie, to be honest.
Oh,
Me,
well, I have it
Marnie,
in my-
Donica, and John. I think that's what it is.
Oh, nice.
Should be a great show. Yeah, I feel like I'm a bit rusty as a host, but I'm sure it'll be fine. You don't have to do much as a host. You just have to
No, not at all.
bring good vibes, tell 1 or 2 jokes, nothing too racy or racist,
Yeah,
and then it should be all good.
it will be fantastic. So yeah, be sure to get your ticket for that. Should we broach the? I don't know. I was a little pissy Friday night because a lot of my lineup was on Basement.
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about that.
Which is too bad. It's a little too bad that I'm pissy about it, because Luis is actually like super chill. He does not give 2 fucks. He doesn't advertise what comedians are out there. He doesn't.
Yeah, I think
He's just doing his thing. He didn't mean anything by it.
Yeah, I think it's fine for a comedian to want to do all the shows that they can. I think that's completely normal. I think it's also natural for a showrunner to want their show to be different from the other shows that are happening that exact same night. I mean,
Yeah.
we were a little frustrated. We didn't really talk to Luis about this, so no blame on him. But I was a little annoyed that the Andre de Fritas show was a host, an opener, and then a headliner doing 45 minutes, which is exactly the same structure as our Spotlight show, which we're investing a heck of a lot of money into trying to get off the ground. And then he ran that on the exact same night that we were doing our Spotlight show, and sold it out like crazy, and then added another show to the
Yeah.
end at the clubhouse. And I feel like there's a good chance that some of that took away from the spotlight. The spotlight in the end sold okay anyway, but that's
60 seats. Okay. It was okay.
there's like a possessiveness that comes into play when it
Territorial.
comes to this,
Yeah.
which I think is totally natural. I also think it's really between us and Luis rather than comedians, right?
It should be for sure.
And I think Luis would be totally open to it if we said to him, look, we've flown John Spillane out for the Spotlight show this Saturday. We don't want you to advertise that he's on your show.
I don't think we would ever even go that far. It's just like, be a little sensible about it. And to Louise's credit, he hardly ever advertises who his comedians are. So after Friday, I messaged him over the weekend. I had some other stuff to talk to him about, but then I was like, hey, I was a little bit chuffed, just because I hate it when it's the exact same lineup in both places.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, the Andre De Freitas thing. So I was like, let's try to watch out for this somehow. And he's like, oh yeah, sure, man. Sorry, I don't look at your lineup. I don't care.
Exactly.
I take who comes and da-da-da.
Yeah, he's just looking at who's in town, but this was also my reservation about doing the Spotlight in the first place, because we're bringing the people into town.
Yeah.
But
in theory.
But I think it's fine. I mean, I think the competition makes us better in the end, and our shows are great. And
yeah. Well, and like the weekend show, there's room for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those weird things where it's like interpersonal things and feelings, right? And they don't actually, they might not represent the scenario or what's really going on. So like, I feel like my show is encroached and like less special when people double up or, and I'm worried for the Spotlight that it won't stand out as a Spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
If, somebody's running the exact same format right after it. Hi, Louise.
He doesn't listen.
No, I know. But as the weekend shows, we sold out everything, right? Mm-hmm. We filled the room, right?
Yeah.
So these little feelings that I have of worry and stress and wanting to remain unique and special are kind of unfounded. It doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Everything's still sold.
You can feel stuff as well, and also in the moment recognize that the feeling isn't valid enough to actually express it out loud, right? You can.
Oh, that hints at something else, Johnny boy.
That's a different thing.
I got into a fight with my therapist this morning about this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She was like, Matt, you're allowed to feel these things. I'm like, no, I'm not. Every time I try to tell people my feelings, they get upset at me.
Yeah,
so,
I mean that's my new joke is that men should express their feelings, but they should check in with the women around them first to make sure what the right feelings are to have.
Yeah.
And then express those ones, because you want to express your feelings, but you still want people to like you.
Need to have them like me. Absolute desperate need.
It's tricky.
Mm-hmm.
I did a thing on Sunday.
Oh yeah, you did.
I don't know if you said it was healthy. Marcus was like, "Ooh, probably you don't want to do that." In the end, I think it was healthy for me.
I'll tell you, it was healthy for me.
That's good.
I fucking loved it.
I'm really pleased. Yeah, good responses all round. But basically, I was, stuck in this thing of trying to get through it, not trying to take a moment to just really, really appreciate that we're doing one of the most amazing things that we'll ever do in our lives, probably. And we should just pause more and appreciate it more.
You fucking hippie.
I'm a real hippie. I've turned into even more of a hippie this week.
Oh, it's so frustrating. You're so healthy and like... yeah, good.
So I... on Sunday, I went and drank a very, very special cup of Class A tea, and lay in the dark by myself and did a gratefulness meditation, which was really good. Yeah. It was really cool. It was really freeing for me. It was very nice. And yeah, I ended up messaging a few people. I messaged Matt and a few other people to tell them Well, there were three categories. I wanted to tell people that I loved them, tell people that I was really grateful towards that I was grateful towards them, and tell people that I'd had interactions with that I deeply regretted, that I was sorry about it,
Aw,
which is nice. And before anyone gets upset, I didn't message everyone that fits into all of those
yeah,
categories. But the people I did message, yeah, responded very, very well. I was very happy
yeah.
with basically how it went. Not a single person called me a homo. Uh, isn't that amazing?
It is.
It's 2023.
Yeah,
It really is.
we've arrived.
2023.
We have arrived.
So anyway, that was a nice experience for me, and I was thinking to do it in like a selfless, non-self-serving way, but in the end, it was pretty. Felt good. Felt good.
Good.
Got some stuff
You
on
know,
my
there's
chest.
there's win-win situations
Yeah.
where you can do a good thing and still be allowed to feel good about it. For the listeners, I want to explain what happened on my end because I think it's kind of funny. So Sunday, I was in a fight with one of my friends about some stupid bullshit, but like very emotionally upset about it. And then Sunday night, I see a voice message from John, and then another one, and then a message that says, I'll keep sending stuff as I think of it. And then another voicemail. I'm like, oh, crap. He's working again. He's like, it's fucking Sunday night at like 9 o'clock or something. This kid is like hustling, getting shit done,
Yeah.
having ideas, not making lists. I'm like, I can't deal with this right now. I'm going to just put it off. And so I continue my evening feeling sorry for myself. And lately, again, it's been weird. As my shows get more successful, I feel like the comedians like me less. Like I feel like I don't have a lot of friends right now, so I'm expecting the worst when I open these messages.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Monday morning now. I think at like noon or whenever it is, I wake up, and the first one is like, "Hey Matt, I just want to say I love you, man. I'm here and I'm thinking about, and we're doing really good work, and it's just so." I was absolutely floored. Did not expect it whatsoever. And to hear like a note of like true appreciation and there's an S word, not sympathy or something, but it's great. It's absolutely great.
Yeah.
Best feeling I've had in a long time.
It can be quite a isolating experience, this whole thing.
I think so. I think we might have somebody at our door.
Okay. Tell everyone about the Tour de France.
If you don't know about the Tour de France, it's an annual bike race that covers the south of France. It is famed for being incredibly grueling and difficult. It's basically a 2-week bike race. Every day they race like 100 kilometers at full tilt.
We're going to France.
Oh!
You and me going to France.
Oh, shit. Yeah. So our boy Johan in Nantes has opened a comedy club out there, and he invited John and I to headline a show.
Called Micro Comedy Club. He this is a funny story, but he apparently slammed some other comedy club in France for, I don't know, just said they were a shit club or something like that, and then someone from the other club filmed a video of themselves getting on a train and going. It's like 2 or 3 hours away from this city, and they get to the Micro Comedy Club and they have a sticker it's something like Micro is named after the size of their penises or something, and he goes and he slaps it on the door of Micro Comedy Club. So I think we should start some beef.
Hey, I'm great at that. I'm be more than happy to start some beef. Who do you want to beef with?
I think probably a golfer would be the
That's smart.
the best beef to start.
I was thinking the Wall in Berlin.
Oh, well, we already have a pretty strong rivalry with Berlin.
Yeah, and we know the guys at the Wall now. So,
oh, we do?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Though, as I say that, I can't remember. It's Steve. I'm pretty sure it's Steve at the Wall.
What's up, Steve, you dork?
You Micro Comedy Club piece of crap.
The Wall, because that's what you hit when you're trying to make jokes that make people laugh.
Oh, hey, this sounds like a roast, John.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this podcast is going to be almost the opposite of this next podcast that we record
today, yeah.
Straight after this. Because me and Matt are roasting each other.
Yay! Because I'm not stressed enough this week.
Yeah, what's stressing you about it?
I don't have great relations with 2 of the 3 judges.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that everybody feels comfortable poking fun of and like rooting against, I think.
Yeah, sure.
And then the last time I did a roast was absolutely the most painful bomb of my life.
Was that against me again at
Again against you.
Al
Yep.
Lydia?
Yep.
But you bombed that.
I absolutely bombed that.
You
I did not intentionally bomb that. I thought that was going to go in the exact opposite direction.
well, you took a big swing, right? And
Yeah.
it missed in that case. So
Yep.
Matt dressed up as like some kind of character. You were like the love doctor or something like that, right?
Yeah, the idea. So this roast was happening the day after Valentine's Day. So the concept was that I was going to come in allegedly still high on MDMA and like so loving and peaceful. I would never be able to roast John. And then again, the idea was that like I would hide a bunch of insults and compliments, right? And so I pretended to be high and like walk around the stage and touch things and then try to like deliver these lines. Not one of them got through. Not
Yeah.
a single fucking line.
So last roast I won by default, basically. Like,
Oh my
you
goodness.
just didn't hit, and I had some like okay roasts that were apparently too long.
Ugh.
So
That just, I still, and I'm going to talk about it till the day I die. I remember turning to the audience at some point, and this girl in the front row, just looks at me and goes, "Why?" Like, just why? And I was like, "I'm sorry."
whoops. Whoops. That's what it's about. It's about taking big risks, and I'll say right now, feel free to take a big risk
Nope.
tomorrow night.
Nope. I'm going to come. I've got 5 jokes. I'm going to deliver them. I'm going to try to come back with whatever comeback I can think of for whatever you bring, and then get the fuck out of there.
Have you written your jokes already?
I've written probably 60 jokes.
Wow.
I mean, not
How many of them are about my hat?
all of them, of course.
Yeah. I was thinking I could really throw you off and just show up without my hat that one time.
But you don't, guys. He always wears this hat. I've been actually thinking that I would love to avoid the hat at all costs.
Cool.
I want to avoid the hat. I want to avoid. What else do we normally make fun? You know, it's really tough. Well, the hard part is that I don't know if people realize it, but you've been working your ass off for the past month and a half or 2.
Since I stopped smoking weed.
Yeah. When did you stop? On your birthday?
Yeah, so I'm on the 11th of December.
Yeah.
So a month and a bit at the moment.
Yeah. John stoned and John sober are very different beasts. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I do the necessary when I'm stoned, but I do it reluctantly and unwillingly. And when you're not stoned, everything's so boring. Everything's boring when you're not stoned. So it's like, well, what am I gonna do? I have to like work. I can't. I used to watch Age of Empires 2 on YouTube non-stop, and that was like perfectly entertaining for me. Now I try and switch it on, and I'm like, this sucks.
So you watch other people play the game? That's what you mean?
Yeah. I watch people stream it.
God, YouTube is such a brain drain.
Shout out T90 once again.
Anyway,
yeah.
big roast coming up tomorrow night. Any other topics we want to hit? Be sure to tune in because John and I are we're inviting James Regal and Tamara Katan onto the podcast to talk about how to write roast jokes and etc.
Yeah. A couple more thoughts. We got a couple of bad reviews, which is frustrating. 3-star reviews. And I don't like it.
I was thinking about this. What's the ratio? Because you do tend to fixate on the one bad review that comes in every so often.
We've got 4.7 stars out of 5 on average.
Yeah, but
pretty good.
How many are we talking?
115 reviews.
Okay, and 3 of those are 3 stars.
No, there was a couple of like 3 1-stars that came in when I was upset about this last time. And
one of which was a mistake. Yeah.
Well, so
we don't need to get into that. Let's talk about these recent 3-star reviews.
Yeah, so one's very unfair because it was for Andy's work in progress show, which is a work in progress show.
Yeah.
That's what it was labeled as. That's what we labeled it as. It was a free show, and he said at the start, look, it's not tried and tested material, and someone went and sat down for the show and said, wow, that wasn't the best thing I've ever seen in my life. which sucks because it's like a fundamental misunderstanding of what a comedy club needs
Yeah.
is to have people trying stuff, to have open mics, to have people giving it a go. And the way we separate those things is we say it's a work in progress show. It's free. We're not going to charge you money for it. So it's frustrating when people just don't get it. And then the other one was for Gabby's Spanish show.
No me digas.
It's frustrating that any bad show that happens here reflects on us. It doesn't reflect on the person that's running the show. Like, people have their own brand or whatever, but they're not getting bad reviews on their Instagram page.
No.
We're getting bad reviews for the clubhouse in general. So I don't know, just something to think about.
Just another reason to maintain the absolutely high standard of quality that you find every day here at the Comedy Clubhouse. Canvas new number 10, Barcelona, España.
And I'm gonna break dry January when we go to France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. I think I want to. I'm gonna be on holiday. I talked to Harvey about it. He's sort of my North Star when it comes to this kind of thing. And he was like, "Yeah, of course you have to drink. You're gonna be amongst the French."
He hates the French.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's my plan. That's everything. That's all the stuff that I wanted to say.
Great. So we're gone 26th to the 29th. Yeah.
Yep.
We leave a Thursday show Friday, fun on Saturday, come back Sunday.
Yeah, I think so.
Excellent. Big shout out to all my fans in Nantes. I've got a few.
Yeah, should be very, very cool. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah. It's been a great episode. Be sure to stay tuned for more amazing stuff coming your way on how to build a comedy club. This has been Constructing the Clubhouse. I've been Dr. Met.
And I've been John Ellis.